Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network, and today it's the big E3 prediction video. Last year me and Matt did it, we're back again. I think last year's was close to an hour. Let's see if we can match it, because we can just talk and talk and talk. So not going to do much of an introduction, let's jump right in. Matt, what's your first prediction for Nintendo's E3 to this year?
Well, in the Sword and Shield video, I pretty much said it. I think it's going to be a majority Animal Crossing.
I disagree.
That's a bold statement.
Well,
at least just to reiterate, my reasoning is the two big games for this year are going to be Animal Crossing and Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is getting 15 minutes of fame beforehand. So I don't think we're going to see Sword and Shield. I think it's going to leave a lot of space for Animal Crossing.
I see where you're going with this. The last few years, it's been one game has been the focus, and then there's been other parts.
Like a half hour of Smash. Or was it 15?
I don't remember. It was a while.
It was half of it.
It was a good chunk of last year's.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be more even this year, because the big game is Sword and Shield, and I think we have a lot of things coming out. We have Animal Crossing is just one of them. I think it'll be a good chunk of time, but I don't think the focus will be Animal Crossing. I do believe we're going to get a lot of info, like a name, what's this one's gimmick, which I believe part of it's going to be the Nintendo Online service, where you can kind of make you have your own town, but then you can have like an online town. So my thought is me and you could make a small village where we both can do whatever we want in it. Now there won't be any like Nookingtons or anything like that in there, but we could have special fruits and stuff like that, and we can then interact together more instead of just going to each other's town, which if you have what's the right word, jerk friends, could be detrimental.
So basically it turns into a free-for-all, chopping down every single tree in every single town you ever come to.
Animal Crossing Battle Royale.
Pretty much.
Tree Edition.
Yeah, but I mean, when you have concepts like that, where you have a kind of a sandbox sim game, and they intertwine everybody's work together, you end up with awesome things like SimCity 2013 from EA.
Minecraft? I just think it'd be...
No, Minecraft's a little different. But,
oh, yeah.
But no, it was part of what was supposed to make SimCity really nice. And I don't think anyone still to this day thinks it was actually worth the purchase. It was wildly panned.
Yeah. I still think that's going to be kind of the main gimmick per se. I don't like calling it a gimmick, but better words for it.
Well, I mean, the mayor thing was really awesome.
It was. I really liked the mayor thing.
I kind of hope they keep it.
I think they might keep it, but they can't just be like, here's New Leaf again.
Yeah. With
each new Animal Crossing, there has to be something new, honestly. And I think that might have been part of the issue why we didn't really get a new real Animal Crossing for this Wii U. They were trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
Because from the original Wild World, you had a different kind of landscape, and it was mobile. City Folk kind of fell flat. It was still a good game, but really all it did was add more stores.
Yep.
And then you have New Leaf that made you the mayor, which gave you a lot more control, and that was a huge deal and made a big impact to people. So
yeah, just being able to choose where to put the stupid bridge was huge.
It truly was.
Yeah.
It's not a joke.
I loved that bridge.
So I think that's going to be the big draw. I don't think there'll be any new amiibo, but I do believe the amiibos and amiibo cards are going to be shown off as you can tap the, Bob the Cat, because he's been in almost every one of my games. And that's the reason he's ingrained in it. You can tap the Bob the Cat card, and that will get him to move in.
Yeah.
So I think they'll use the cards again, which will be really cool. I could see them
even, if the game takes off, it would be neat to see them re-release the cards, though. Because they were nice. They weren't impossible to collect, unless there's just one that you can never actually get, and you end up wasting tons of money on packs.
It would,
like I did.
Well, being a blind pack and so many cards, and then the functionality was nice, but not great. If they ever do a re-release, I wish maybe something where, kind of like, you know how they have the people make the bootleg Zelda amiibo cards online where it just has the chip and it just acts. Something like that where it's like, here's all of the first set. Because the blind packs, they sold out everywhere, but I don't know how much product was actually made. And making it widely available, I think, is important. But I do think that will be part of it. I do agree that you'll probably still be mayor. Isabelle will be your assistant because Isabelle. Nook will be the greatest video game villain of all time.
Always.
Yeah, so kind of the same but different. Everyone's looking forward to this. It'll be a good game, I'm sure.
There's very few people that I've ever known to not like Animal Crossing. For the most, they're out there, but
Thomas. Our friend Thomas, which I need to get him on one of these. I think he have some great opinions.
By far, it's just, there's two types of, for the most part, there's two types of people. People who like Animal Crossing and people who haven't played it yet.
I'll translate that differently. People who like Animal Crossing and people who are wrong.
Well, Amiibo Festival.
You know, it's funny. This is coming out afterwards. I did my top 10 worst Nintendo E3 moments. And you haven't seen it yet since it's not out as we're recording. Number 3 is Amiibo Festival.
That's good.
It's such a pet.
Actually, I thought Amiibo Festival looked... It didn't look disappointing. It looked okay. I wasn't necessarily thrilled, but... It could have been okay, but then it just ends up being one of the most boring things you ever.
My 2-year-old loved it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the best thing I can say, and I cannot recommend it from anyone else. Oh God, Amiibo Festival, and then Nintendo says, also we have Amiibo Festival HD. Although it's already HD. Remastered. Now
with the DLC included.
It's a DLC we had planned, but it just didn't pan out. That was at the top of my list, honestly. I do say Animal Crossing Blowout. What are you thinking release date wise?
Fall.
I'd
even go as far as saying maybe even as late as December.
I don't think it'll be the December game.
But
I'd say early fall, August, September range.
Yeah.
Depending on where some other games land, you know, obviously they know what they have planned out, but I think it's going to be August, September.
It does kind of suck playing Animal Crossing going into the winter, because I remember when the GameCube version came out, I always thought, it kind of sucks that it's always snowy, but then spring came around, that was kind of exciting. Oh, it's green. That's how it's supposed to look. That's interesting.
I enjoyed the snow when I first got the first one. I got it for Christmas. I remember that. I remember I got 2 games. I got Animal Crossing and I got the Star Wars the Jedi one where you're like Kyle Katarn or something.
Jedi Academy?
Yes, Jedi Academy. Yes. That was a good game. We need that on the Switch.
Well, that's okay. They're going to announce a new Star Wars game that, if history pans out, will inevitably be a massive disappointment with lots of microtransactions.
And still make money. So they'll keep doing it.
Pretty much.
I'll go next. I think we'll get another big blowout of Luigi's Mansion 3. I'm going to say, I've said this multiple times, put in October. It has to be an October release. It just fits too well. I think we'll get more of the plot, and I think we're going to get kind of a nod back to Super Mario Brothers 2 US, where you have 4 playable characters, Luigi, Mario, Peach, and Toad, because in the original trailer, there's a few seconds where you see pictures of them in the top, and you see Mario, Peach, and Toad, and they're all crossed out. So I'm thinking they're kidnapped and you start as Luigi and you can unlock them.
That could be cool.
Because you got to bring something new. I mean, there's not been a lot of Luigi's Mansions. 2 in an arcade game, if they count that. I think there's more Luigi Mansion circuits and Mario Karts than Luigi's Mansions. That makes me
You might
sad.
be right.
That makes me really sad. But I think they're gonna make it multiple characters, maybe even make it 4 players.
That could be interesting.
I
I mean, they did add multiplayer to the Luigi's Mansion remake on 3DS, didn't they?
Yeah, you had the green
Yeah.
one. I forget how that. I don't know.
I didn't buy it.
I don't know
unfortunately.
anyone who did.
Yeah. I had the GameCube version. I was happy with it.
Yeah, there wasn't much difference other than the graphics. I like the more distinctive version GameCube look.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna get a big blowout of that. Show off
Yeah.
the characters. What do you think about Luigi?
I don't think we're actually going to see a whole lot. We're going to see stuff. I just don't think there's that much to go over. If there's going to be some big twist like 4-player, we're going to see that. But
Yeah,
I think it might actually feel brief compared to some of the other stuff.
potentially. I think they need to recognize it in some way since it's been
Yeah,
so
they will
long.
absolutely talk about it. But yeah,
It will be. I really did like the first one. Dark Moon was okay. It wasn't a bad game. I just didn't like the more mission based of being on the handheld. I really enjoyed.
I was fine with the missions. I hated the absolute constant interruptions. Just every 5 seconds.
Let me explore, Egad. Shut up.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been fine, but it was just frustrating when it shouldn't have been.
Yeah. I'm just gonna throw this out here. The actual E3 digital event will have no Pokemon Sword and Shield unless there's a sizzle reel for some reason just to show it.
Yep.
But they're not gonna have a moment with the Direct on the 5th. There's no reason to.
I agree. I think we'll see it in Treehouse.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
There'll be a Treehouse section to show off Galar and some other random stuff. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Pokemon's big, but I don't think it's out here because of the
Yeah, that
Direct.
could be really our first. Well, no, they'll probably show off more in the Directs. But yeah, it could end up being our first real look during the Treehouse.
It probably will.
Actual gameplay.
It depends on the Direct. You never know.
Yeah.
What's your next?
I believe we will see Smash DLC.
Oh, we going to Smash already?
Well, it's the big one.
Okay.
We're now half a year out, and we've had one character announced.
True.
Well, announced and released, but the other 4
I'll let you.
completely missing in action. So
So you go. You do your Smash.
no, that's pretty much it. I think we're going to see at least one. I'd even say 2.
Who do you think's being announced? Who are you predicting as these 1 or 2? Like, give me 2 DLC characters you think is going to be announced at E3.
I have no idea.
You got to give some ideas. That's what people love.
Starfy and Box Boy. Well, QB.
I'll shut down my channel if he's right. I will shut it down if he somehow is right here. I agree. Obviously, we have the update coming. Well, it's already out now with the VR goggles for Smash. I think we're going to see version 4.0 at E3. I believe we're going to get a new mode just like that. It's Stage Builder to 3.0.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be home run contest because that's not some big enough on its own. It might be part of it, but I would say either like break the targets to bring that back because people love it. I do not.
That can be humor. Or it can be interesting.
I never enjoyed it. Like, I remember it vividly, and I never enjoyed break the targets. But they could do that. They could make a new mode. Obviously, what everyone wants, bring back Smash Tour.
Gosh. Of course, I can't remember the name of the stupid mode in the 3DS version.
Smash Run.
Yeah, that was so great.
Oh, if they bring back Smash Run and expand it where we're all on the same screen,
Yeah.
or not same, but the same area,
map,
that would be big. And that would, so I think they'll do that, show that off, give a generalized release date for 4.0, probably. They'll say late summer, mid to late summer. And then I think I'm thinking 1 DLC will be shown. And this will go in, I'll go into my next prediction after this with this. I do believe it's Banjo.
Really? You're confident now.
I'm confident. I've gone back and forth. I'm confident right now. I used to think Steve from Minecraft, I don't anymore. I can't explain it. I think they're going for a nostalgia here. I think if Steve was going to be announced, I really feel it would have been at that 10-year anniversary thing. But instead we got Minecraft Earth.
Yeah.
So I do believe it's going to be Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie will be announced at Nintendo's conference for DLC, not at Microsoft's. Microsoft and Nintendo are working well together. There's a lot going on, and I think this is kind of that culmination of both of them being there. You know, Banjo was on the Nintendo 64. Banjo was a mascot for the Nintendo 64.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it just makes sense. It gets that nostalgic dollar, you know.
And it would be the best thing Rare has done in decades.
I'm sorry. Connect Sports. Wait, Connect Sport? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Connect Sports.
I remember the name. To be fair, I would probably play Sea of Thieves. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
If it was on the Switch, I'd probably play it.
Well, I mean, I have a gaming computer, and it runs on there, and I don't have any interest at all.
So I think we'll see Banjo. The other Smash DLCs are going to go down the line. I think we'll get a lot more during this. We'll probably get... If they do a second one, it's going to be a Fire Emblem rep, I bet.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I hope you are, just because we do have what feels like way too many Fire
There
Emblem
is a lot, but there's this whole cross-promotion helping to promote the new Fire Emblem. And one of the new lords, Eligard, I believe it's how you pronounce, she uses magic and axes, which would be kind of unique.
True.
So I think she could be very interesting.
Yep, but also on that tangent, they could easily put a new Pokemon in.
I believe they will put a new Pokemon in as DLC later.
Oh gosh, if it was not just a new rep from Pokemon, but a new Pokemon from Gen 8, that could be pretty substantial, especially if they
at E3.
Well, maybe not.
I think they will put a new Pokemon from Gen 8. It'll be announced closer to Sword and Shield's release, though.
That could be cool.
In fact, I would say we'll get a Sword and Shield Direct before it releases, and they'll say one more thing, get the Smash logo, and then you see a Corgi coming to Smash. Watch our other thing for more information on that. But so this whole Rare Microsoft Nintendo thing also feeds into, I believe we're going to get Rare Replay Nintendo Edition, which will include a lot of the games that the Microsoft one did, but also include the Donkey Kong Country games, Diddy Kong Racing, Star Fox Adventures.
Star Fox Adventures.
I like Star Fox Adventures.
It was a good game, but it wasn't really Star Fox, and it's just one of those.
But it had dinosaurs, so you know I love it.
Yeah, it was a good game, but just it's not It's barely Star Fox.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
I mean, it's like calling Dr. Mario a Mario game.
I still regret. There's so much build up for the final boss in Star Fox Adventure with General Scales, and then it's Andros.
Yep.
Spoiler from a 18-year-old game.
Oh God, I'm old.
I think it's 18 years old. It's close to that.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Rare Replay.
Well, Smash DLC to Microsoft.
Right.
So do you think there's... Well, let's just jump ship then. Do you think there's any value from a Nintendo perspective watching the Microsoft press conference?
Yes. I think we're going to... If anything, that might be actually announced at the Microsoft conference.
The Rare Replay?
Rare Replay Nintendo Edition. Maybe. Because here's my thought. Last 2 years, Miyamoto has been at Ubisoft's.
True.
For Rabbids and Mario, and then for Starlink.
True.
I think they're going to do something like that here. And it might not be Rare Replay, it might be something else, but at the Microsoft conference, they're going to showcase a game. If it's not Rare Replay, this was going to be one of my big surprises, but we've kind of jumped the gun.
Yeah.
I think we're getting Diddy Kong Racing remastered.
Wow.
With the Microsoft reps, maybe not Conquer.
Do you think we'd even go as far as... Oh, well, no, Diddy Kong didn't have any Nintendo. Well, Donkey Kong, but...
Diddy Kong was the only Nintendo character, like a Nintendo original character.
So,
well, technically Diddy was a rare character.
So do you think Nintendo would allow him to jump ship to Microsoft? Have a dual release on...
I don't think it'd come to Microsoft.
And that's why I might be hesitant, because it's not necessarily Microsoft, it's more of an Xbox.
Right.
And if it's not going to be on Xbox, they might not show it.
If that's the case, maybe. I still lean towards it would be a Switch exclusive.
Yeah.
But I do believe Miyamoto or someone else is going to be at the Microsoft conference, and they're going to announce a game that will be on the Switch.
Yeah.
And potentially even both consoles.
Yeah. And I would love to see... I'd be completely fine with cross-platform stuff. Not that Rare has a great...
Not everything.
Yeah.
There are games I'm not okay with that happening. I think this would be an okay game, honestly.
Yeah.
And we're in this resurgence of mass kart racers with Sonic Team Racing, or Team Sonic Racing, I'm sorry. With Crash Team Racing. I really think it's a good chance, and people have been wanting Diddy Kong Racing to come back in some way, shape, or form, other than the DS remake, which was horrible.
Never played it. I missed it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. So I believe there's going to be some of this working together. We're going to see some stuff. I think if there is a Rare Replay Switch edition, I mean, just the 3 Donkey Kong games alone.
Yeah.
And then you have everything else.
Exactly. Well, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, 3 returns.
Returns.
Not returns. 64.
That's that alone. But if you add in everything else, all the other Rare games, we get Jet Force Gemini again,
which I missed out on. So I would definitely like to try that. Do you think we'd get GoldenEye?
There's some issues.
I know. It's way more complicated.
And that's why it wasn't in the original either.
Yep.
You got to deal with the people who own James Bond, and I think it's changed hands a few times in the last 10 or 20 years, and I don't know. I don't follow James Bond lore.
And Ian Fleming's dead, so that's... And then I almost said Alexander Fleming, who invented penicillin. Because... Okay.
Anyways, all right, Matt. I just did like a bunch in a row. So we talked about Smash. Anything else Smash you think is going to be revealed, or we kind of covered that?
I still think we're going to see 2. Because we've got 4 characters. We've got 6-ish months till the kind of self-imposed February deadline. Well, not really. More like 8 now. But it's been almost just... There's not a whole lot of time. They've got to get them developed. They've got to get them pushed out. And you've got to announce them. And this is a good way to build hype.
It was a long time between Joker and his release.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying it was good when they released it, or the teaser, but it seemed to take forever to actually get him.
Yeah.
So I don't want another case of that. But
do you think we might get a surprise? We're going to announce this character available today.
Not for Smash.
No?
No, they want to build hype. And I just think there's too much going on. And a week or 2 before Mario Maker, well, maybe a week or 2 before Mario Maker actually might work. I still don't think it's going to be available today. If they do that, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
You have no idea who you want? Any ideas of who would be a DLC?
No, really no clue.
Who do you want to see, I guess, is a better question then.
Really, the 2 that really kind of bug me is I'd like to see Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
And I would like to see Geno.
I've given up all my hope from Geno.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more to see him.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'd love to see a Square Enix rep. Pretty much anybody but Cloud and Sora.
Cloud's already in, just a heads up.
I know. But
I know you don't accept
just you've got Chrono, you've got, I think Tiz would be cool from Bravely Default. Gino. Mallow could be really interesting.
Gino would get in before Mallow.
I know.
Now it'd be cool if they release Gino and be like, and we're adding this assist trophy of Mallow.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
That'd be really neat if they did that.
There's also, and of course I'm forgetting the protagonist from The World Ends With You. He could even be kind of neat.
I think that's too niche.
Yeah. But then they did have the re-release on Switch, which...
Wonder how well that did.
Yeah, I can't believe I can't remember his name. And of course there's going to be people in the comments screaming it.
Yes, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Alright, moving from Smash.
Maybe I just want to cut that out.
Nah, I'm keeping this one.
Oh.
Kind of a big deal, not for me personally. I think we'll have a little section of Bayonetta 3. Maybe a new trailer to kind of show a little bit of the plot or the hint of the plot. But I think they will confirm it's a 2020 game. I don't think it's coming this year.
Neku.
What?
The protagonist.
Of course you looked it up when I'm talking about something different.
Yeah.
So what do you think about what I said about Bayonetta?
Completely plausible. I just don't see it this year. But of course, it's on the horizon. They're going to need to mention it. In fact, there's a handful of games like that they're probably just going to be part of a big sizzle reel.
What are the games you think are going to be delayed?
Not necessarily delayed.
Oh, delayed, but like will be a 2020.
But yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Make no sense sometimes. I want to talk about. Oh no, you do another one.
Really, the other big one I thought was we're probably going to see a brief skim over of Mario Maker 2. Really, the one thing you'll take from it is it's actually kind of lacking. It's not going. They're probably not going to devote a lot of time to it because it's coming out in 2 weeks. They already had a direct about it.
Yeah. You think they may address the whole multiplayer online as with randoms only?
I hope they announce that they're going to patch it.
I saw someone on Twitter. It was Aaron Hansen. He put how to fix it and just a disclaimer: playing with friends will not be ranked. Mm-hmm. Are you sure you want to continue? And that fixes it, because their big thing was like it could mess with your leaderboard scores. Yeah. And that is a bad reason to not have that. I'm hoping they patch that in later. I really do. I do agree we'll have a little bit of Mario Maker section, and I think they're going to announce one more style. Yeah. What style do you think it's going to be?
I have no idea.
Give me a guess. This is the point of this thing.
Maybe make something off of Super Mario Land.
Super Mario Land?
The Game Boy ones.
That could be neat. Super Mario Land and Mario Land 2 had some really unique assets to it. Yep. And instead of Bowser, you could have giant Wario and stuff like that. And what's his name? Tatangan? Tatangan.
I know you're wrong, but you're close.
Well, I've never heard anyone say his name, so I don't know. I would actually lean more towards, I would say, Mario Brothers 2 US.
That could be really cool. 4 characters, the doors, the potions.
It'd add a lot of uniqueness and how it wouldn't work with the original 4 interchanging and them confirming 3D worlds on its own. That opens the door for Mario Brothers 2. And I kind of really hope, actually.
Yeah. Tatanga. Tatanga.
Matt likes to look things up. I think we'll get a little small thing, and that last one will be really neat. And if they don't, maybe it might not be announced there, but it could be announced at the their invitational thing that weekend and show it off there, and then a little bit more at the Direct. I still think Direct's going to have something.
Well, actually, on that tangent, maybe we'll see a DLC character at the
Smash Invitational.
Yeah, or maybe a Splatoon 2 update at the Splatoon.
I think we're getting to the end of Splatoon 2. They've announced there's no more big updates. I think by the end of the year, I think we're going to see the final Splatfest, which will be against Pearl and Marina like they did Callie and Marie. And that, again, will affect Splatoon 3's content, which will be kind of neat. I don't think we'll see much in anything Splatoon, honestly. Did you do the last one or did I
I did Mario Maker 2.
Okay, I think we'll also get a small section for Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yep.
I don't think they'll say too much new. The Nintendo Twitter's been throwing out some random things here and there with character bios, and they just showed off a new villain for the game. I just think we'll get a quick little overview. Maybe something else. But I think we'll have a little bit of a time.
Yeah, they got a huge presence in the last Nintendo Direct, the general one.
Yeah.
So I don't really see a whole lot of coverage there. It's going to be mentioned, of course, because it's one of those upcoming games. It's got to be talked about.
It's coming. It's coming in July.
Yeah, I know it's soon.
It's July, I think.
But yeah.
The other thing I can see them talking about, not a blowout, but not a little bit. We'll get some Link's Awakening remake.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be more different than people thought.
New content, or
I think new content.
Change it.
I would bet there's new content, like extra dungeons, or this is crazy, and I'm gonna throw it out here. Beat the game, you unlock Link to the Past in that style.
That would be absolutely epic.
It's something that's been bouncing in my head for a little bit. Like, what if? Because Link's Awakening, it's not a short game, but it's not a very long game.
No, you can beat it in just a few hours if you know where you're going. So
I'm really hoping there's more to it, and I can just imagine if it is kind of a 1-to-1 almost, then just imagine if it unlocks a Link. The people who are deterred away from the style will then now pick it up because of A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And the people who are already getting it now get A Link to the Past.
Yeah.
It's a win-win-win. We all win and Nintendo wins.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember the line from The Office. And I win for negotiating or resolving this conflict successfully, or something like that.
Yes. That's kind of out there. Probably not, but man, if I'm right, how awesome would that be?
Yep.
And I think this is going to take the early December release date. Mm-hmm. We had the last year was Smash in early December. The year before that, it was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was the early December game.
Yep.
I really believe this will be the early December game because it's not a game that needs or really warrants a Black Friday push.
True.
So I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. I think maybe the Link to the Past might be a little ambitious, though. It is a long game.
It's very ambitious. It's my crazy
Yeah.
I would love it. I'm going to get it regardless, but $60 is a hefty amount for Link's Awakening.
Well, if anything, what I'd like to see is if it does well, and granted, it was made by an outside in collaboration with an outside company, so they'd have to work with them, but
yeah,
on the same cart, Oracle of Ages and Seasons.
Oh my gosh, please. I would love a remake of those. Heck, I'd love them to... Originally, that was meant to be 3 games.
Yeah.
I'd love them to do that.
Make the third?
Yeah, make the third, make a collection in that style or whatever, and have the Oracle games. Mm-hmm. And I forget I don't think they were Oracle to begin with. I forget what the names were. But it was meant to do with power, wisdom, and courage.
Yeah.
Triforce.
Exactly.
So, what's next? So I did Link's Awakening. Your turn!
Okay, well, I'm pretty much done with the big stuff. Now I'm into the things I'd love to see.
I already said a lot of mine.
Yeah.
So let's get... I have a couple more after this, but let's go.
So, first off, announce a brand new, just general update for the Switch that finally makes the UI on par with the 3DS. Yeah, I know.
I made a whole video about that.
I know.
Yeah, they're not going to... They're losing money by not having themes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. I liked the Badge Arcade. I'm okay with it.
I agree. I think they
throw
really...
$2 at it, get a few badges, and also get a free theme. It's not that horrible.
Or just play for free, too.
Every day I used to do that.
I agree with you. They really do need to work on the UI. I even had someone comment on that video saying that they've held off because the UI is just not appealing.
Yeah.
They haven't gotten a Switch. I did say that's not a good enough reason to not get a Switch. There's a lot of good parts of it.
Yeah.
But it's been 2 years. 2+ years. We need an update. It's okay that it's different from the original. We just the Wii U had a better interface.
Yeah.
The Wii U had something better.
Yeah. Well, moreover, when the Switch first came out and I had 5 games that just, they were on the home screen. Okay, that's not so bad. But then you hit, 12 or 10, and then you have to go into the other menu, and then it's just the big tile thing.
It just takes you forever to get to 1-2 Switch, Matt. I know.
I don't think that's the bottom game. I think it's slightly above it.
What is your bottom game?
I think No More Heroes. I just did not like it.
Mine is, if I'm not mistaken, it's Cave Story.
Ah.
It was okay. I beat it, and I'm probably going to get hate for that one. Anyways, yeah, I would love an update. I didn't even think about that. That'd be a good place. That's actually a really good place to announce it.
Yeah.
That'd be okay, I like it.
Okay, well, next up on my list is, and this is going to be the pipe dream one, maybe not show it off, but announce a new Zelda in the form of Breath of the Wild, a new Mario in the style of Odyssey, or even Mario Kart 9.
Wow. It's not going to be Breath of the Wild.
Probably. No, it's definitely
With Link's Awakening coming this year, if there's another Breath of the Wild or the Majora's Mask of Breath of the Wild, whatever, it'll be next year. I do have Mario Odyssey 2. I have a video, click the annotation above, to, yes, I'm plugging it, about ideas for Odyssey 2 that I just put out a couple weeks ago. And I even said that I do believe that we are going to get an announcement for Mario Odyssey 2 here, and it's coming this year. Because it's the same time frame as Galaxy and Galaxy 2. And it would be easy to develop for. I think that's the reason we have not gotten DLC quite yet, other than the Luigi's Balloon World.
Which was nice.
It was nice. Hey, any free DLC is fine. And it was enjoyable. But I think that's why we didn't get new kingdoms and that stuff. And I'll just throw it out there. I've said it in the video, but it's going to be, you'll go to different areas of the same kingdom. So you'll go to, another island in the Cascade Kingdom where there's velociraptors instead of a T-Rex for you to take control of and whatnot. And I think in the Galaxy games, once you beat it and got all the stars, you can play as Luigi. I think Luigi will be playable more towards the middle, but I think afterwards, when the whatever beating the game, there's not 120 moves, there's a lot more. You get to play Peach because she had all those different outfits at the end of Odyssey. Spoilers, I guess. And it's she has Tiara.
Yeah.
And then you can also give Luigi one of the caps, like Cappy's brother, who's like gruff and ready for adventure, which would go against Luigi's scaredy side, which could be fun.
Yeah.
And you can have Bowser going around the world to try to find some insert magical MacGuffin of power.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter.
Yep.
As for Mario Kart 9, in my 2019 prediction video,
I know
I said later in the year it'd be announced for next year. I don't think it'd be. I still stand by that. I think it's a 2020 game. I don't think it's going to be announced at the C3 though.
Yeah, and there's been people talking about how they'd love to see more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Despite the fact that it's Mario Kart 8 with DLC already.
We can always have more.
But yeah, and I think it would be neat. But it's the question of, do they make DLC now, or do they make it really pay off with a brand new game later?
I think year 3 years after 8 Deluxe, is enough time to put a brand new $60 Mario Kart game. Because they're already going to get a bunch of money for Mario Kart Tour.
Yep.
Which you've got to play, because I got a code.
All right.
Yeah, he hasn't played it yet. I have. I have a video of it. Hit the annotation above. I think it's time. I think they need to do it a little bit differently than 8. I want them to go back to characters being unlocked. Mm-hmm. That's something from Tour I actually really like. Like, I started out with Toad. I'd never play as Toad, so it's kind of neat. Then I unlocked Peach. I don't play as Peach, so it's kind of neat. Like, in different races make you want to do different characters because of stats and how Tour works. They don't need to do that for Mario Kart 9, but I like the idea of, oh look, I just unlocked Lakitu. I'd like to try him out. Mm-hmm. But when everyone's there, oh look, there's Yoshi. I'm just going to go to Yoshi. Oh look, there's Mario. I'm just going to go to Mario. But when you get new characters to unlock, that's how I felt with Smash Ultimate when you got to unlock everyone. Even characters that have been in there for a few games, I was like, I'm excited to try Bowser again. Mm-hmm. So, that was off topic a little bit, since I don't think it's actually going to be announced, but that's what I want to see from Mario Kart 9. Yep. Oh, and bring back Diddy Kong.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I don't know why he doesn't like to race. Maybe he got in an accident and just doesn't want to be in a car again.
Yeah, it was final boss of Diddy Kong Racing. I remember hating it.
Whizpig? The final boss or the final boss?
It was the one where he's on foot and you're just kind of racing around his feet.
That's the final boss.
Okay.
The final boss is in space.
I don't remember it, but I remember that I hated the foot race. Okay, so the last thing on before I get to my long shot stuff.
Oh boy. As I said.
From Square Enix, I would love to see Bravely Third finally. Put it on. I mean, granted, you're making the jump from 3DS to Switch, but it's about time. It's a great series. If you've never played it, it's worth it. It's a JRPG without any of the kind of annoying JRPG things, and all the great stuff that makes JRPGs great. This is kind of perfect little mix. And actually, if anything, I was a little disappointed in Octopath Traveler just because the logo for Octopath and the Bravely games look similar. And while Octopath is a fantastic JRPG, it wasn't quite Bravely.
Years. This man for years has been trying to get me to play those games.
Yep. I've 100%ed both of them just because grinding in it is actually fun. It's great.
I know there's a lot of people that love the Bravely games, and I think that'd be great. Octopath was...
And kind of a spoiler, not really. I think it's after the credits roll in Bravely Second, there is kind of a shoehorned in thing that kind of hints toward a third game.
Yeah, Thanos grabs the gauntlet and says he has to do it himself now.
Yes. But that, and also I really do kind of... Okay, I might be reading way more into it than I should, but there is kind of a big picture twist at the end that's actually kind of cool. It's a little more... Okay, it's way more obvious in second than Bravely Default, but yeah, it is what it is. That, and you needed to set up Street Pass and have friends with the game to really understand the first one. It's complicated. But the other one in my list is I would like to see a sequel to The World Ends With You.
Wow, you are getting the niche market here.
Yeah.
You're getting some fans. I haven't played that one either.
Yeah,
so this is on you talking.
I've been... Well, okay, so I was yelled at years ago because I've never played The World Ends With You. I bought a copy, played it, loved it, and I've been trying to get other people to play it now.
Thomas?
No, Matthew.
Oh yeah, Matthew.
Yeah, other Matt.
Yes, there's a Matt and a Matthew in our group.
Yeah. So that's easy to... that's simple to keep track of. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. If you've never played it, the Switch version I've heard is at least playable. I say that only because I don't know it for sure.
Nicktoons Racing is playable. What do you... That's not a good word.
There is a version that was released on mobile that was apparently very bad.
Okay.
So that's why I say that.
Okay, disclaimer. There you go.
I haven't heard people completely horrified by the terrible controls on the Switch version. So it'll work.
Okay, good. Going with long shot. Okay, here's not a long shot. I think we're going to have a brief 5 or so minutes. They're going to address the Nintendo Switch Online services.
Okay.
They're going to announce a large amount of NES games are going to come probably within the next few weeks after that.
Could it be coming today?
It could be a coming today, honestly,
Yeah.
where these 10, 20 games are going to be added to the library. And then starting in July, or even starting today, we are adding SNES games.
That would be huge.
They need to. It has, especially with everyone's getting hyped about Nintendo Switch Online with Mario Maker. Now with the whole Friends thing and the multiplayer, it's personally, I'll just say this: I've become so numb to Nintendo's choices when it comes to online. I have no reaction to when they do this stuff.
I was actually intrigued by Clue Clue Land. I remember playing it a long time ago, and
yeah.
Yeah.
I meant like the bigger picture of online, but it's it is funny. You have
I mean, where is my Bubble Bobble?
You can play the original Mario Brothers on the Nintendo Switch app with friends, but you can't play Mario Maker 2. Yeah. But so I think that they're going to announce SNES games, and they're going to tease, not fully confirm, 64 games in the future. Long future.
Yeah.
Because if there's no virtual console, we need a way to play these old games legally. And it's even funny because when I was going back to E3 moments, and one of my top moments was when the Revolution Wii was revealed, and Iwata talked about how the Wii was going to download 20 years of Nintendo history, and the crowd lost it. Mm-hmm. You could barely hear him when they were showcasing you can have all these SNES games and 64 games on the Wii.
And instead you get a hand-picked selection that's mostly good, some bad, and
I'm okay with that. But I think we either need to more than 3 a month. Mm-hmm. We need more than just NES, and we need to kind of build this system up. We are going to be closing in on the 1-year anniversary of people doing 1 year in September. If people don't have a good reason to keep going, yes, it's only $20 and I'll do it. I mean, I still play games online, but if you don't, why? Why renew?
Yeah.
So they need to give people a reason. Adding SNES games, start off with Super Mario World, F-Zero, Pilot Wings, Yoshi's Island. I can keep going. Mm-hmm. The 20 games from the SNES Classic.
Yep. So
I think they will discuss this because they know they have to.
True.
I think this is not a long shot one, and I always forget this game exists, and I don't even know if it's a big deal. Daemon X Machina.
Yep.
I think
I forgot about it.
See,
you brought it up earlier too.
I like the demo. I think there's some things that they need to kind of fix with the game and the mechanics, but I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's going to get delayed though.
I wouldn't see why though. The game played smoothly. It wasn't perfect, but it played smoothly. The maps were fairly decent. What we saw, at least.
Right.
All that's left is to pad it out with content.
I don't know how big the team is behind it. And I don't even think we saw any of it at the February Direct, did we?
I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it.
They might do a blowout. I just don't know where it's going to fit in this schedule. Mm-hmm. We're getting Mario Maker in June. 3 Houses in July. And our prediction of Animal Crossing in August, September. Then you have Luigi's Mansion October as our prediction. November for Pokemon. December for Link's Awakening. Now, yes, there's space to put something else in there because it's definitely not like those games. Mm-hmm. It just seems packed. Yeah. On top of third party, on top of indies, on top of Smash DLC coming during that time, on top of potentially, I'm sure Fire Emblem will get DLC. I would put money on Mario Maker getting some sort of, they added content over time. We'll get content over time with it. The fact that Animal Crossing is a life.
Yeah.
it's just a lot.
I was actually thinking to myself recently that the Switch so far this year has been fairly quiet.
Oh.
There hasn't been a lot of games.
There's been new Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, which sold well. It's not for everyone, and especially if you had Wii U, it's fine.
Yeah.
You had Yoshi, which is a fun game.
You had Tales of Vesperia.
Same first party. And then you had Labo VR, which is fine.
But yeah, it's been an okay year, but
it's not been a great.
But it's going to speed up by a lot.
I wish they spread it out a bit more. They've been ignoring the last. Other than everyone compares the first Switch year to every other year, and they shouldn't.
Yep.
But I do wish there was more. Yoshi's a big game, but I wish, like, Link's Awakening would have been perfect in the spring.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if Fire Emblem traditionally has been a spring game and maybe got pushed back because of development or something. I mean, it got pushed back a whole year. It was originally set for last year. Mm-hmm. So I think hopefully moving forward, there's some spacing. I mean, next year there's a lot of potential for stuff. I wish I could say 2020 is when we're going to see Metroid Prime 4, but that's a 2021 game.
Yep.
I'm going to cry.
At minimum.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other long shots?
Long shots. You know what? Here's something long shot that just won't happen. I want that Disney Afternoon Collection on the Switch.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to bring up a memory here. I was so mad that didn't come to the Switch.
You know what? I forgot about that, and I completely agree. Back when those licensed games were actually worth playing and good. Did they have Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers?
Yeah, it had
DuckTales?
Had DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale's, Tailspin, and Darkwing Duck.
Okay, and Chip 'n Dale 2 and DuckTales 2?
I believe so.
Okay, good.
I have to double check, but
that's all you need.
I mean, those were great games. I remember actually getting frustrated at Darkwing.
Yeah, I think DuckTales may have been the first game I ever beat.
That's a long shot because it's kind of forgotten, but
yeah.
I've just watched a bunch of episodes of the new DuckTales show, which got really awesome.
Really?
I'm not going to go into it here. I'll tell you after this.
Okay.
But yeah, anyways, the DuckTales Network. That's what we call them.
I'm going to throw a long shot out, and that is, okay, we discussed the Microsoft-Nintendo partnership. Let's see them try to either bring Banjo-Kazooie to Switch. Yeah, either make a new one and dual release it on both consoles. Yeah. Remaster the originals and release them. Or just port the originals. They're fun. Heck, even in my notes, unfortunately, I even said, sure, bring Nuts and Bolts over.
I didn't have an issue with Nuts and Bolts.
For the uninitiated, a lot of people hated Nuts and Bolts because it wasn't a platformer, but it was a vehicle race. Builder and racer.
It wasn't a Banjo game. It's kind of like how we talked about Star Fox earlier.
Yeah,
Star Fox Adventure was not a Star Fox game. Star Fox was added to it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel about Banjo Nuts and Bolts. I agree.
But on that tangent, though, it is a very fun vehicle builder.
Oh, yeah. You can have a lot of fun.
Half the fun of the game was basically building contraptions are going to fail in hilarious and terrible ways.
It's kind of like Mario Maker.
Yeah, exactly.
I do agree. I think Microsoft will announce, I don't know how far along it'll be, but I think we're going to get a Banjo game. I don't think it's going to be a remastered of the original or a HD remake of the original. I think they'll do Banjo 4E or 4 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be announced at the Microsoft conference. And potentially that could be it will be coming to Xbox, whatever the next one is. Nextbox, I like it. And it'll be coming to Switch. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I do believe they're going to announce it. I can see them saying it's on the Nextbox first, and then 3 months after that, or whatever, it comes to the
fair.
Switch. It is fair. I also believe we're going to get. We're going on. We should have talked about all this before.
Actually, did you hear about the other announcement from Microsoft? I think today.
What?
Or maybe it's recent, but they said that all first-party releases from Microsoft that end up on PC will also go into Steam. So they're opening up to alternate distribution platforms.
Well, then maybe Banjo 4 would come to the Switch at the same time.
It's possible.
They're opening up to Steam.
Yeah, and they announced Halo coming to Steam and other things like that. So
I think we're going to get Master Chief Collection for the Switch.
yeah, it's completely possible.
It's all old games. I think it's 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 in Reach or something. And it's not going to push the Switch too hard.
Nope.
I think it's very plausible with this relationship, and because they've already milked those everything they can out of it originally in the Xbox One, and so why not make some more money?
Exactly.
Because honestly, I like Halo. I don't enjoy like realistic shooters like Call of Duty. They're okay. They're not bad games per se, but I do enjoy shooters like this where it's a little bit less realistic and you can have some more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who doesn't want to have someone driving a giant truck as you're standing on top of it with a rocket launcher as you go off a cliff?
I mean, that's just normal for normal everyday stuff, right?
That's a Thursday.
Yeah. Today's a Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
Yep.
So I think that's going to come. I really believe. I don't think Nintendo's going to be at Ubisoft this year.
Nope.
I do think we'll get a sequel to Mario and Rabbids, but not this year.
I don't know. I noticed actually today I was in a Best Buy and noticed that it's down to $20.
Right, but it's been out for 2 years almost.
True.
And it technically is a Ubisoft game, so they control the pricing.
Yeah.
But it's in the top 10 best-selling games for the Switch.
Oh, really?
And it is kind of, spoiler for it, at the end of it, the worlds are still combined.
Well, of course they're not going to fix something.
And I haven't played the Donkey Kong DLC, which I really need to. I don't know if that resolves any of it, but the worlds are still combined.
Yeah.
There's an issue that needs resolved. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much tapped, and I think we've been talking for a long time.
Yep. So any really long shot?
F-Zero's coming.
So I'm envisioning something. It plays like a Telltale game.
Oh God.
Episodic, but it's based around the show The Office.
Oh my God. That's not long shot. That's just fanfic.
Well, Telltale's gone, so it's not going to happen. But it would be awesome. So I guess last thing is there will be a one last thing moment. What do you think they're going to save for that?
It'll be a game for 2020.
Something unannounced?
I think it's going to be Kid Icarus for Switch. I don't think it'll be Uprising, because the whole control thing would be a lot of work. I think it will be a sequel, because it's not left open for a sequel, but the characters everyone loved, the banter. I think we can get a sequel to Uprising. So I don't think it'll be a remake. It'll be one last thing will be Pit coming back to the Switch.
I don't want to agree. For really the only reason is Sakurai's still working on Smash. I don't think he's necessarily splitting his time yet.
Doesn't have to be Sakurai.
True. But Kid Icarus was kind of his baby.
Kirby was his baby.
Was.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
So I would love to see it, but
maybe that's
I don't know
further
if it's
out.
Completely plausible.
And not without Sakurai. Without Sakurai, yes. With him, you're probably right. What's your one last thing?
I don't want to say it because I actually think it would be kind of disappointing, but I could see maybe if they're going to announce a second Smash character, just pasting the trailer onto the end of it.
And you have no ideas of who you want.
Nope, not really. I mean, my two are Gino and Banjo, but they are long shots.
Banjo's not that long of a shot.
You're really convinced of it.
I'm convinced of it.
You're far more confident than I am. I wish I could be as confident as you.
Confident, delusional, two very, very similar things. If I can't hold on to Gino, I need to hold on to something.
Yep, fair enough.
And it's not going to be Gino. I would... okay. Anyways, well, that's our E3 prediction video. We hope you liked it. We hope you didn't click away when you saw it was how long it, whatever it is. It doesn't say on the screen right now, but I have kept an eye on the clock, so... Oh. Well, if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Keep an eye out next week, because I'm planning to post this either Friday or Saturday before E3. We'll be doing some stuff, trying to either... I'm not sure what we're going to do quite yet, but there's going to be a lot to talk about, basically.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one.